guys, I'm Anna. Welcome to my big girl job. Right now I'm standing in front of the Jones Theater, which is part of the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Tonight's show is How I Got Over, which is a slam poetry show that features 5 women who share their stories and their common struggles. First, I'm going to check in with one of the poets backstage. So I am backstage right now. I'm talking with one of the poets of How I Got Over, Suzie Q. Smith. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Anna.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you got into slam poetry and what really drew you to it?
I've been writing poetry since I could hold a pen, pretty much. Poetry was my bedtime story. My grandmother read poetry to me growing up. Her father was a poet, so I've always been writing poetry. I started going to open mics and sharing my poems when I was a teenager, and then I started performing competitively about 10 years ago.
Now, you wrote the show with 4 other wonderful ladies. Can you tell us a little bit about your collaboration process for writing the show?
Absolutely. We got together and spent most of the first few months just talking, hanging out, getting to know each other. I knew all of the women involved, but they didn't know each other. So once the conversations kept circling back to specific themes, then we realized that that's what the show was about. So we all started writing specifically things about those themes. And then I quilted those things together into a script.
Now, I have to ask you, how do you memorize all those lines? Because they are not just regular dialogue. They are powerful, strong words. How do you memorize those?
It's repetition, repetition, repetition. That's what works. One stanza at a time. I'm a pacer. I like to pace when I'm memorizing. That seems to help. Also, we record them and listen to the audio and play it over and over and over when we're not together. So.
That's cool. Now, do you have any pre-show rituals that you guys like to do?
We do. We do a lot of prayer. We do a lot of meditation. So that's part of the process. And then we like to listen to Beyonce and we dance. And that's right before we go out usually.
All right. So last thing is, do you have any advice for anyone who wants to get into slam poetry?
Absolutely. There are slam poetries that happen all over the world. There's slam poetry events. So you can go to your local poetry slam. There's one in pretty much every city. And you can check it out, sit in the audience, listen, see what slam poetry is about, and then start writing. They're open invitation. Anyone can get up and share a poem, which is one of the things I love about it.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
And good luck with the rest of the shows.
Thank you very much.
This is how I transcended. This is how I got over.
You say it's just hair. Historically the cause of self-hatred and pain.
Have you ever just tried straightening it? She did not know how much of my history had been burned into the teeth of Nana's hot comb. Did not know that the humid breath of my hair would have apologized to everyone if it knew how. If I would just get in my place. Maybe you should cover some of that up, girl, or maybe you should show it all, or maybe you should shake it, girl. Maybe you should shake it.
Pretty is the new black. If your feet weren't so big.
If you weren't so black.
You're scared than you should be and kept on walking.
Homegrown and sweet peaches. Wouldn't you like to eat peaches while you're walking about? Peaches, sure to melt in your mouth.
Just got finished with the show. It was amazing, so powerful. Make sure you check out these ladies. I'll put their contact info in the description below. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Make the most of every opportunity, and we'll see you soon.